All right, we're going to get started. So please finish up your conversations and again, make your way to the amphitheater area. Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. Good evening. My name is Michaela Grunebaum. I'm Senior Director of New Ecosystems at Greentown Labs. And welcome to the ION. We're really excited to have you all here for what should be a fantastic event. And tonight is about the future of energy. Catalysts are the hidden engines of industrial chemistry, and reinventing how we use them is a critical lever for reducing global emissions at scale. That's why we're thrilled to kick off Go Make 2026 here tonight, a corporate startup partnership program designed to accelerate breakthrough technologies. Over the next 6 months, we will unite 5 visionary startups with the incredible teams at Shell and Technip Energies. We know that it takes both the disruptive agility of founders and the scale and expertise of industry leaders to bring climate solutions to scale. And we're really honored to support that collaboration at Greentown Labs. Just a quick housekeeping note before we begin. The bar will be closed during the speaking portion of tonight's program. However, we will reopen it up for drinks and networking immediately following the program and the pitches. So we hope that you stay tuned. And again, the bar awaits you after this. To share more about the bold vision behind this partnership, please welcome Lawson Gao, COO of Greentown Labs, to the stage.
Hello. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This is going to be an awesome panel, and thank you, for Michaela, for the introduction. Good evening. I'm Lawson Gao, the Chief Operating Officer of Greentown Labs, and I'm thrilled to add my welcome as we gather here at the ION. Michaela outlined the critical mission of Go Make 2026, but I actually want to zoom out for a moment and talk about how we actually achieve that vision and why we're sitting in this room and what this means for Greentown and its mission. At Greentown, we're incredibly proud to call ourselves the largest climate tech incubator, but at our core, we're ecosystem builders. And for this audience, that's not an unfamiliar term, probably. Conveners. Startup development organizations that know and understand that massive existential challenges like the energy transition can't be solved in silos. What's required is a deliberate collision of worlds and work, and an active bridging of agility and disruptive innovation of brilliant people, brilliant startups, and massive scale and infrastructure and operational excellence of industry leaders alongside them. You can't commercialize world-changing hardware without both sides of that equation working in lockstep, and that's what Greentown exists to do. I think the great myth of innovation is that it happens in a vacuum. It never does. Startups and early-stage technologies and their teams always layer upon the incumbent infrastructure that has gone before them, and that's how scale and that's how S-curves are hit, and that's how Greentown plays this matchmaking role. And that's exactly what makes our collaboration here with Shell and Technip Energies so powerful. When we talk about commitment from global industry titans, it's not just about funding, it's about leadership of showing up and leaning in to the mission. And on that note, I want to emphasize just how incredibly exciting it is to have 2 truly exceptional leaders here with us tonight. Wei Cai, Chief Technology Officer at Technip Energies, has joined us, as well as Dr. Selda Gunsel, Chief Technology Officer and Executive Vice President at Shell. It's going to be a star-studded panel. Wei, Selda, having you guys here, I don't know where you are, but having you guys here is a massive honor, and thank you. And thank you, Minnow, for moderating the panel. you guys being here is a powerful signaler to every founder and innovator in this room and in the ION, which exists to support things like this, that the leaders driving the energy transition at a global level are profoundly invested in the work that we're doing, and in the pursuit of success. We're so grateful to have your partnership and your vision and your presence here. Tonight's about celebrating the innovators and the corporate champions who are working together to rethink the future of energy and manufacturing and transportation and more. So now, to share a bit more about the alliance behind the program and to introduce a brief video, it's my absolute pleasure to hand the stage over to two incredible drivers of this partnership. Please join me in welcoming Tim Olthoff, Senior Manager of New Business Development at Shell, and Jean-Francois, or JF, Senior Technologist at Technip Energies.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. I'm Jean-Francois Roux. I'm Senior Technologist at Technip Energies.
And that would make me Tim Olthoff. I'm a Senior Manager for Business Development in Shell Catalyst and Technologies. And we're here to represent the corporate sponsors. So obviously Technip Energies, and from Shell, the Catalyst and Technologies business, as well as our Open Innovation Organization. After the core team put the work in and all the promotion was done, the scope of this program turned out to be pretty impressive. 148 startups signed up to participate, quite a few. So over the last few months, over several rounds, quite a bit of review and due diligence went in from people from business development, subject matter experts, to whittle it down to the 5 finalists we'll talk about today. I understand you did quite a bit of review yourself as well, Jeff?
Yeah, I had quite a lot of busy weeks for this. But, you know, at the end, I truly think that we have found the 5, I would say, the 5 finalists, the one that correspond the most to what we're looking for, the one who can bring innovative solutions, and the one that we're the most excited to go in this accelerator phase with us.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very exciting cohort. And each of these finalists had an aspect that made us stop and say, hey, that's different. Whether it was their technical solution or whether it was their business model or both. So we're really looking forward to work with them. And when they give their lightning pitches later, let's see if you can discover those aspects for yourself as well.
Now that's amazing. And well, I worked for this program for months now. And now I'm reflecting a little bit on this program, and it reminds me of a proverb. I'm sure Tim knows it. I'm sure lots of you knows it, which is, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. I'm sure you know this, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, I know there's lots of people here, but I would like to do a little something, like having the audience participate. You okay with this, Tim?
We literally practiced this an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah. So the real question is, are you guys ready to participate in a little bit of audience participation? Ah, that's not bad. Can I have a little bit more noise?
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to do the tried and tested method of raising hands. Very easy. I think everybody can do it, or almost everybody. So when you have to choose between going fast and getting far, who of you would choose to go fast? Give me a show of hands.
All right. And who wants to go far?
Wow, very interesting results.
You noticed that, right?
Yeah, but I noticed. I think I know what you mean. Let's try this again. I think we had a little glitch. Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Okay. Okay. Second round. I promise. There's not going to be another one. Okay. So who of you would like to go fast? Please raise your hands.
And who wants to go far?
Yeah. That wasn't a glitch. That wasn't a glitch. That happened again.
You saw that.
Okay. And who of you were a little bit cheeky and raised your hands on both going fast and going far? Can we be honest here?
Good job.
Very, very brave. Yeah. A little bit demanding, though. What do you think, Jeff?
What about optimistic?
How about aspiring?
Driven.
Ambitious?
my kind of people anyway.
Yeah, I'm on the same page.
No, but it's amazing, and actually that's what it's all about, right? If you want to pass, to go through the valley of death, you need to go fast and far, right? And that's what I think we realized talking with Tim beforehand in the previous weeks, that realistically speaking, you can go fast and far, but you need to have the good partners with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in the core, that's what this Go Make program is about. Not just to find the startups with the most potential, but the startups where we can all add value so that the stars hopefully line up for that collaboration where we can go faster and further. Just so happens to be that Shell Catalyst and Technologies and Technip Energies have a little bit of experience in that space together.
Exactly.
We'll show you a video of that right after this.
And maybe, in a few years, we'll have a video about this night, about this event. That would be really awesome to see.
I would like that very much. I think that wraps it up for us, but not before we thank a few very important people. So let's start with our core team from Greentown Labs. Michaela Grunenbaum, and where's Rachel? Rachel Serrato? Oh, there, yeah, on the side.
Thank you. On Technip Energy side, I want to thank my co-conspirator, Lorraine Shumble. Thank you, Lorraine.
Very good. And my partner in crime from Game Changers, Ed Holgate. Ed, where are you? There, back there. Give him some love.
And of course, we want to thank our executive sponsor on Technip Energy, my Chief Technical Officer, Wei Cai.
And then from Shell Catalyst and Technologies, our director, Elise Noé. And from our Open Innovation Organization, our GM, Aquila Leblanc. And of course, we'd like to thank all the companies that signed up, our amazing finalists, and all of you, especially those of you who are so brave to admit that you raised your hand twice. Hopefully after tonight, it's going to be all of you.
Thank you very much. My name is Jean-François Roux. Have a good evening.
And my name is Tim Olthoff. Enjoy the rest of the program.
For decades, Shell and Technip Energies have supported the evolution of global energy systems from early development to today's global networks. From drawing boards and engineering halls to world-class design and digital technology. From bold concepts to some of the largest projects ever delivered. From the earliest tankers to world-first CO2 carriers that keep industries moving. From pioneering gas processing to advanced solutions in thousands of plants worldwide. From groundbreaking technology development to first-of-a-kind industrial deployment. That same heritage and capability now lead the way in investable carbon capture, applying integrated expertise, proven performance, and committed collaboration to help industries decarbonize with confidence. Across the world, we are driving projects forward, implementing new solutions, innovation, and standardized designs. From project inception through to operational support, we leverage our expertise to ensure confident execution and continuous performance. Together, as the Alliance, we make carbon capture practical and investable. We help industries capture with confidence, building the future of energy today.
Thank you, Lawson, JF, Tim. That was great. I don't know if I can follow up that improv comedy performance, but I'll do my best. So next, we're going to move into the fireside chat. And the theme of this fireside chat is really pragmatism in climate innovation. So we'll explore what it takes to bridge the culture between agile startups and the massive scale of companies like Shell and Technip Energies. To foster a candid and productive exchange of ideas, this session is governed by the Chatham House Rule. So we encourage you to freely share the insights gathered here today. However, we respectfully request that you maintain the anonymity of our speakers by not attributing specific comments to their identities or affiliations outside of this room. Thank you for respecting that. And with that, I am thrilled to welcome our moderator, Manon Chapat-Alarcon, Director of Partnerships at Greentown Labs, to the stage. And joining her are two exceptional leaders driving the global energy transition that you've already heard a lot about, Wei Cai and Dr. Selda Gunsel. Please welcome them to the stage.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm really, really happy and super honored to share the stage with you both, and happy to see all the energy in the room. This is really a defining moment for me. I love to see, two female CTOs on stage with me, and yeah, it's definitely a defining moment. If I stutter sometimes, remember, I'm doing this in my second language, okay? So please.
This applies to all of us. This
All of
applies
us
to
are
all of us.
okay, so I think we need another round of applause for that. Well, I'm really excited to hear about both of your perspective. Michaela cued us very well, sharing that we want to talk about pragmatism in innovation today. So we've seen recently, we're past the era of founding innovation to tick a sustainability box or for the sake of just founding innovation. We see it every day at Greentown. We're working with founders who understand that they need to build impactful solutions, but they also need to build a strong commercial footing. They need to drive performance, cost competitiveness, and a clear path to scale in real markets. As CTOs of globally integrated companies, what does pragmatism in innovation mean to you today? And also, I'd love to hear about what are some filters that you use to differentiate what's a hype, what's real, and what has monetizable value. Selda, you want to get us started?
Sure, thank you. I'm happy to do that. And before I start, I'd like to thank Greentown Labs for organizing and hosting this event. I'm delighted to be here and see this impressive crowd and participation. So at Shell, we focus our innovation and technology development efforts based on customer needs and industrial challenges. So we have our process for innovation and technology development is really customer-backed. And we focus on sectors where we have competitive strengths, such as transport and industry. We have global reach, we have customer access, customer intimacy, and technology leadership positions in these sectors. So innovation and technology development is, for us, are enablers to drive business growth, to enhance the competitiveness of our businesses, and most importantly, to create value for our customers. So we are looking for solutions that are scalable, competitive, and impactful in terms of benefits and customer value propositions, such as improved performance, efficiency, lower emissions, reduced total cost of ownership. So those are some of the filters that we use to assess innovation and decide where we want to invest in Shell. We also believe in leveraging the broader innovation ecosystem, because the challenges we experience in our industry, in the energy system, are too large and too complex for one company, one startup, one university, or a government to solve. So we truly believe in bringing together partners with complementary skill sets, and I think our partnership with Technip Energies is, as well as Greentown, to put together this event is a great example of how we are bringing our collective strengths and engaging with startups, to find solutions to to push our energy system towards a lower carbon solution. And I'm so impressed with the participation. I heard 148 entries from 35 different countries. I think this is a great example of leveraging the broader innovation ecosystem to address the challenges that our planet and our industry are facing today.
Thank you for sharing that. Wei, what's your
so
perspective?
Selda well said. A lot of business filters are similar, but I will take a different angle because I'm really close to the R&D programs and how we start. So as Technip Energy, we are a little bit different from Shell. We are very, practicality is in our DNA. We are engineering heritage companies, so we're always really looking at technology that's scalable and can be practically implementable. So we have a screening process, and techno-economic analysis is very stringent. Of course, there are very rigorous internal gate process, but I don't want to go through the detail with you. But on the high level, the frame is 4 words I always use in like N, A, B, C, so very easy to remember. N is need, where is the customer need, where is the problem you're trying to solve. A is technical approach. Of course, technical have to be very scalable and practical and doable. And then B is a business case. Where's the business case? In the end, customer had to win, and Technip Energy or our partner have to also win. C is competition. For any new technology, you will have an incumbent. You have to replace something. So where's the competition, or what is the competitiveness of your technology? So I always say that NABC, remember that that's a framework for anybody come out with a new idea or anyone going into a new idea. From there, then we go through the company process, how we screen. But where the idea come from, that's where we are here, right? Ideas actually coming from you guys. A lot of, not only Technip Energy is much smaller company than Shell, but so like Selda said, a lot of the challenges are so complex. One party or one discipline and not enough. Also, entire ecosystem value chain, we have to think that way. So a partnership is always with us. Like you can see the video we just have with Shell. It's a long way to come to this way. I hope there's multiple different type of partnership in different areas so that we can all solve the problem together for the customer and for the world.
Putting everything in the context of global supply chains, you're obviously 2 massive companies with very complex supply chain. You alluded to it, Selda. So how do you manage the practical reality of maturing technology opportunities in an unpredictable global landscape? Selda?
Yes, I mean, as a global energy company, our purpose is to power progress with our customers and partners so we can provide the energy that the society needs today in a secure, affordable, and sustainable way, and at the same time build the future of our low-carbon energy system. And when you look at energy needs and energy transition progression around the world, you see that different regions are moving forward at different rates because, you know, in different regions we have different regulations, we have different maturity of supply chains, local feedstock, natural resource availability derives some of the decisions, maturity of the technology solutions, as well as customer pool. These are different in different markets. So what we are trying to do is really leverage this global footprint that we have to develop, test, and learn different solutions, different applications. For example, in Brazil, we develop fuels and lubricants that are compatible with flex fuel vehicles. You know, they have to work with ethanol, 100% ethanol. They have to work with fossil fuels. In Southeast Asia, most of our fuels have very high bioblends because these bio-based stocks are readily available in those markets. In China, we are partnering with BYD to develop solutions for improving efficiency and performance of electric vehicles, such as faster charging systems or new fluids that improve efficiency of transmissions, or maybe better thermal management of batteries. So we are applying different solutions depending on the needs and the boundary conditions of a given market. And again, this global footprint and diversity really helps us develop different technology pathways and technology solutions, because as we all know in this room, there is not a single solution to be able to enable energy transition to a lower carbon future. We have to look at a diversity of options and solutions as we move forward. And again, I think our partnership is another great example of how we are leveraging different complementary skills to, you know, push the boundaries of technology in terms of reducing costs and making them more deployable and scalable.
Yeah. So for Technip Energy, we are not only innovator, but we majorly known as builders. So supply chain and other equipment and suppliers are really a big effort globally look at. So we really pay attention to the supply chain risks. When you, at the beginning of idea, you build an idea to a product or to a project, really think ahead. Where's your feedstock? Where's your customer? How's your manufacturing yard? Or where you have your stuff built? So those are really very complex problem or issue to think. For me, myself, I'm not an engineering background, but when I come to this company, I fully understand how a massive undertaking it is to build a first kind of plan, not only but repeated, right? Build it 5 times, 10 times. How do we make sure the supply chain, everything are stable, are really be there with the global changing geopolitics or a lot of dynamics market change. So those are from the grand view. But for really, when you go to a specific program, that's also we have to think is the market change, sometimes change faster than what we are internally can imagine. So we basically put together kind of process, say we have to look at the market every time, review the program. We even reward the program if you stop it, because market changed. We have to pivot constantly. So that's something altogether we have to learn, it's not comfortable, right, for anybody. And for startup company, you probably get used to pivot all the time. But for corporations, people choose not to go to corporate startup, but come to corporation. They want stable work or everything. But we have to constantly exercise that muscle of adjusting, agile, just adjust to the market. So it's really, in this world, outside the changing faster than internal, how do we think about our process, our work? That's something constantly on our mindset.
So we just covered how to navigate that diversity of supply chain, some disruptions. I think in my research, I found Shell is present in more than 70 countries, 70, and Technip Energies more than 35, I believe. So that's a huge variety across regions, sectors. That can be a huge strength as well. How do you think that, you know, variety of background, variety of perspective, and that their diversity of thoughts can also be a strong asset? How can that enhance business outcomes?
A great question and subject that I'm really passionate about. But there is a lot of published research that shows a high degree of correlation between diversity of thought and innovative solutions. And I've also seen this in my own experience when we bring people with different backgrounds, different skill sets, experiences, the solutions are much more successful and impactful. In fact, I've devoted most of my career to product and technology development, and I've seen firsthand when we bring engineers and scientists from different disciplines and team them up with commercial colleagues like marketers or supply chain professionals, the solutions are much more successful in the marketplace because we need our marketers to bring us customer insights, to identify unmet customer needs. We need our supply chain professionals to make sure that we have the most cost-competitive solutions. And of course, we need our scientists and engineers to actually develop technical solutions that meet the product or technology design targets. So diversity is absolutely critical. And again, I talked a little bit about our global footprint. And we are present in many, many countries, and we serve more than 1 million customers a day through our 46,000 fuel stations, and we have a lot of insights into the needs of our customers. But also in our technology organization, I'm happy to say that we have technology centers in Americas, in Europe, in Asia. So we work in a very diverse global network of research ecosystem where we actually learn from each other, learn different ways of thinking about similar problems and replicate them. So you have to continuously learn and adapt. And of course, our solutions need to also represent the diversity of our customers. So diversity overall is a really big enabler in my experience for innovation.
Agree all you said. One thing I want to add differently is maybe more specific example. I think we also have global labs and location collaboration, but one example I will give is we launched a company called Reju 2 years ago. That's a perfect example saying how we encourage diversity of thoughts. So that company, that idea came from IBM, so very untraditional collaborator. Then there's kind of Under Armour was original partner, and now we partner with other fashion industry. Why? Because we started off with recycling or PET polymer, like in the bottles, water bottles. And then quickly, IBM had this technology to depolymerize the PET. Then when we get into that, as the example, the market shifted, and then economics shifted, we found, okay, maybe textile recycle is better market to go in to differentiate. So when you think about textile, like the thing that we wear, right, there's PET, but there are so many different things there. So we have to think differently, bringing different partners, like from upstream collectors. You collect clothes and how you sort them, how you pre-treat them. Really, in the end, the depolymerization and polymerization is just really a block, a 2 block of the entire value chain. Then also you have to connect with the, after you have polymer, you go to fiber, right? Then fiber spinning, how you make it to clothes again. So it's really closed loop thinking of everybody in the player. So that's, speaking of diversity, that's when you build a product, you have to think that diverse, not only inside a company. We are a diverse global company, but outside, every piece is important. Different industry is so diverse. You have to think systematically to build your product. So that's a really good example. I mean, some of you will visit us tomorrow, so we'll tell you more about that, just a little teaser. That story is a really great journey to go through for us.
So talking about systems, talking about diversity of thoughts, I want to bring startups in the mix. Startups, they're meant to move fast. Hopefully all the startups raise their hand at the question. they're meant to break things, which is very disruptive for corporates. That's a culture clash. How are your teams navigating that culture clash? How are they supporting startups? Our startups are breaking things, but also fixing them and making sure the systems can work.
Great question. As I mentioned earlier a little bit, we truly believe in the power of open innovation because, again, the problems we are facing are, they require diversity of thought, they require innovation, but as well as collaboration across the industry. So we collaborate with startups, we collaborate with our academic partners, we have strategic academic partners across the globe. We participate in programs with national labs in the US, and we partner with our customers and partners. And working, for example, with our customers, we develop these notions around co-development, co-engineering, developing hardware along with the product or with the software solution. I mean, having a systems engineering concept through partnerships is really critical for innovative solutions. And in terms of open innovation, we have multiple mechanisms. Again, academic partnerships is one of them. We have Game Changer program, which this Go Make Accelerator is a version of Game Changer. We have ventures programs where we invest in companies, and all of these activities really help us enhance our culture, because what we learn from startups, as you mentioned, Mano, is startups move fast. They also fail fast and learn fast, and they challenge assumptions, and this is really brings fresh insights into our ways of thinking. And in return, we hope that we can help startups how to scale up their technology solutions, how to implement these solutions under real-world conditions. We leverage our operational experience to help them set up, operate safely and reliably. So there are mutual learnings, and the most important attribute on both sides is to have an open mind and be open to learn and adapt as we learn from each other.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would double down on the open-mindedness, right? So we help startup company in a way of helping them scale up, do the evaluation, design the whole plant. Even in Texas, in the past 2 years, we worked with 3 startup companies to help them to design and to evaluate the risks, retire risks. But not everybody is successful, right? So I won't name, but we're facing really realistic challenges. Given the cost, given the market, should we go forward or not? We're always in a place of giving really realistic evaluation. Another thing, a successful example, how to go fast and go long is with Shell. We have a MEG from bio-MEG program. We are doing a separation. We bought a technology many years ago, and then Shell has their own technology. In the end, we found out, why don't we do it together? So we do faster, and we drop out, okay, give and take, right? So that's another partnership, I would say. 2 big companies, we also have the way of can break half of it, that's marry the other half and make it better. So.
I like that, and I like what you were sharing, Selda, about safety. And sharing that with founders as well. That's one of the great heritage from Shell that we have at Greentown, is all of our safety protocols in the lab come from Shell. So definitely appreciate that we can break stuff, but in a safe way. What type of advice can we give to this audience today? Obviously, we have founders, we have investors in the room, probably some academics as well. As we look, at 2026 and beyond, if they want to effectively attract and partner with large corporates such as Shell and Technip Energies, what is the one thing they need to get right?
There are probably more than one
Could be
thing,
many.
but I think to start with, it's really important to define the problem that you are trying to solve, and see how it aligns with the strategic objectives of the partner you're trying to attract. Because I think this is really important. We are going to be always open to new ideas about, energy solutions, sustainability, low carbon fuels, low carbon products, carbon capture. This is within Shell's strategy. So, if you come up with an idea that's amazing, medicine, we're not going to be able to support it. So, really important to match your problem statement and solutions with the strategic objectives of the partner you're trying to attract. And also being able to articulate the value proposition in a way that's impactful and meaningful for the organization. And in order to do that, you really need to understand the needs and the business models of the partner you're trying to attract, and also being very clear about business models, understanding the risks associated with deployment, having a clear upfront discussion around IP rights that usually becomes a problem if it's not resolved at the beginning, and be very clear about your strengths so you can attract partners that complement your strengths to make your solutions better. So those are some of the things that come to my mind.
Would it mean engaging
Yeah,
early?
I want to add on to that. It's a very important point. Is startup company, they're very good at focusing on the problem and solve it, get into niche market grow. But then sometimes you have to step back, think about system, right? So the example I give you, Riju, you have to think about upstream, downstream, and each step of your value chain. Maybe you cannot do all of that, but that's where we are here to help, to think about that. Think about scale, future. Maybe you're not there yet, but you have to start thinking about that. And build your ecosystem around you. Find a partner like us. We seen so many system level problems, complex problem. We can bring that practice or that help with you. So that's what I want to add on.
So looking at the system, solving the right problems, finding who you're solving that problem for, and engaging with them early, so you can create that loop of that feedback loop as you're breaking and growing. In closing, I want to inspire our crowd. What are you most inspired by in your vision of the future, and what final advice would you give to these founders, these engineers, these scientists that are in the room as they work on their own visionary ideas, as they're trying to solve some problems? Yeah, what are you most inspired about, and what final advice would you give them?
I mean, throughout history, science and technology have really reshaped our world, have increased our quality of life in all aspects of our lives. Science and engineering push the boundaries of human capacity, from industrial processes to medicines to energy supply, infrastructure, mobility. I mean, the list goes on. So from my perspective, our ability to leverage science and engineering to develop innovative solutions that address the needs of the society requires, groundbreaking research, scientific discovery, and most importantly, collaboration across the industry. So I think what inspires me is, science and engineering has solved many problems throughout our history, and I'm very positive that we'll be able to do that going forward. But innovation by itself is not enough. It's innovation and collaboration. So let's focus on innovation, innovating and collaborating together to make a difference on our industry and to the society as a whole.
So one thing in common here, all of us, or most of us, the company that we work with, handling with molecules, right? So I think a molecule is very important energy source. Energy has electrons, but it starts with molecules, the feedstock. So in terms of innovation in this molecular space, I'm really inspired by the progress in AI and the quantum future, because my dream will be, let's don't have to do every experiments, let's simulate. But right now is impossible because the chemical reactions, as you all know, so complex, there's no way to simulate everything. So I hope someday when quantum's here, we can using quantum computing to simulate our reactions. We can build reactors much faster. We can save a lot of money. We can do fast and low at the same time, right? As you guys said. So that's what inspired me outside. But here, I think we together, we continue on this path on making molecular magic to make the materials and the catalysts and everything downstream are sustainable from a sustainable feedstock.
Love that. All right. Well, it's been a true honor sharing this stage with you. I'll take a note on collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. Let's fix problems together and find the right partners to solve them. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you for paying attention.
Thank you.
All right. Ooh, I'm loud. Let's give another round of applause to Manon, Wei, and Selda. That was a really great fireside chat. Now it's time to hear from the innovators themselves. So you've heard a lot about these 5 startups throughout the evening. We are going to do the startup pitches next. So we're going to do these rapid fire style, moving immediately from one to the next. So please put your hands together for our first startup of the night. Welcome to the stage, Traytech.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Frederick. My name is Frederick. I'm CEO and founder of Traytech. We are based in Switzerland, and we have developed a process called hydrothermal gasification. Our main mission is to do wastewater elimination, or elimination of all type of waste that contains a lot of water, especially the kind of waste that are polluted enough so as only incineration can work with. But as you must guess, burning water is not very efficient, and it's actually very costly. And today, in 2026, I believe that we can and we should do something a bit better, which is great. It's exactly what we do. So instead of losing water as steam in the atmosphere, our process actually recover clean water that can be reused on site. Instead of consuming energy to dispose this waste, we actually produce renewable gas. And we also have the possibility to recover and valorize the mineral fraction from this waste. After 10 years of development, we have today this pilot unit that you see here on the screen. On the past 15 months, we have operated this pilot for over 4,000 hours, validated different feedstock from the pharma, the chemical, the oil and gas sectors. And yeah, it's a very exciting moment for us. To give you a brief idea, let's go with this business case. I'm not going to go into too much details, but basically, this is a waste from the petrochemical sector. These guys pay $500 per ton for this waste to be treated. We can allow them to pay like 3 times less. And more importantly, we can recover, CO2 or reduce the CO2 emission for these guys. Our process has shown like very promising results on PFAS elimination, and a recent LCA has demonstrated that we can reduce by more or less 85% the CO2 emission for these guys. So thanks for your attention. I hope it was more or less clear. Happy to get some of your questions later on at the networking session. Thanks again.
Can you hear me? Hello? Perfect. Great. Now, my name is Maximilian Moser. I'm the Chief Technology Officer of Biosimo. We're a Houston-based company that sets the new standard in manufacturing biochemicals from fuel ethanol. So we can help the chemical industry escape its trap. And that trap is its singular dependency on fossil feedstocks. The party is always as good as it lasted, but as we see with supply disruptions, increasing prices for feedstocks, the chemical industry has to figure out how it can find a different source to supply its materials. And biofeedstocks is a nice alternative. It can be locally sourced, shorten supply lines. It's also green, helps with sustainability targets. But it doesn't do one thing. It doesn't deliver on cost. It cannot be scaled easily. The quality is very variable. And yeah, how can it compete with petrochemicals? So what we did at Biosimo is to think, what if we apply petrochemical thinking and technology to this problem to make bio-based chemicals affordable? So what we did is develop a proprietary technology so we can convert fuel ethanol into products like our beachhead acetic acid, then as a platform into other products that we can use in everyday products. For example, wood varnishing. I mean, you all sit in standard right now. That's what we do. This is only one success story of many that we've done the last couple of years. And our CEO and my co-founder has been driving our business development together for our team to find customers and build our business out. Right now, we're sitting on $400 million plus of customer interest in various industries: cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, adhesives, energy. And we need to convert this pipeline into revenue. And for this, we need partners. And with Shell and Technip, we hope they have found 2 more partners now with whom we can scale and build this out. You know, go fast, go far. I think this was the catchline. Yeah? So we can, in the end, do that. We're fundraising later this year to build our US capacity out for more products. And I'm thanking you for your attention. Thank you.
Okay, now we're better. Hi, everyone. Great to see you this evening. I'm Mia Barrows from Catalyx, and I'm joined by my colleague, Fernando Gonzalez, as well. So if you have very technical questions, you can put them his way. Let's get started. All right, at Catalyx, we combine a biofeedstock and a petrochemical process to produce drop-in, cost-competitive, carbon-negative chemicals. Finally, chemical companies can decarbonize without changing their infrastructure, without changing their products or profitability, while also diversifying their supply chains and accessing higher value markets. Our initial focus is the butanol, hexanol, and octanol markets. These chemicals are essential inputs across a wide swath of the chemical value chain, as many of you know. These markets are demanding low-carbon alternatives, but industry has traditionally lacked scalable supply. Catalyx is different. There are 3 big reasons for this. First, our technology is de-risked. We have completed more than 140,000 hours of testing and have reached TRL 8. The technology has also undergone deep diligence by the EIB and ARCMA. Second, the sustainability advantage is real and third-party verified. Our products are 100% bio-based and carbon negative. And third, our market demand has been validated. We have offtake LOIs and purchase requests that exceed the capacity of our first commercial plant from the largest chemical companies in the world. While our initial focus is the $15 billion chemicals market, we see really great potential in low-carbon fuels as well. The Go Make program is our largest potential foray into fuels yet, and we're really excited about this opportunity not only to optimize our chemicals vertical, but also to catalyze our potential expansion into SAF. To give you a sense of our long-term view, by 2030, we plan to operate a portfolio of plants across Europe, Brazil, and the US, and to have licensed our technology to key partners. We're also currently raising our Series B to make that vision a reality, and to start construction of our first commercial plant at the end of this year. With Catalyx, the chemical industry, finally has a path to decarbonization without sacrificing economics or performance. Thank you so much. If you'd like to learn more, please don't hesitate to reach out.
I like walking. All right, so my name is Alexei. I'm a founder of Universal Fuel Technologies. And to the extent that we still need fuels, we would like them to be cheaper and renewable, and that's exactly what our company does. So how cheap? This is how cheap. So you can see on one half of the slide the average numbers for 24-25, and on the other half of the slide the numbers for April this year. These are the prices at which these fuels can be sold. So today, SAF is sold at $7 to $8 a gallon. Fossil jet was available at $2.50. Now it's more like $4 a gallon. We can do close to fossil, not exactly at parity, but close enough. SAF is not the only thing we're doing. We're offering to the oil refiners the option of gradual transition, starting with making semi-renewable gasoline in their existing equipment, and then proceeding to make SAF when the market is ready and when the economics align. So that's exactly what we're doing, and this is how we're doing it. This is an overview of our process, which is quite different from your conventional processes, because there you would see a line with the one feedstock, one process, and one product. Here you see an actual fan on the left of different feedstocks and a bit of a chicken foot on the right for the products. And that's what the process looks like. This is why we call it flexiforming, for being flexible. So cheaper renewable fuels is what we do. The QR code will take you to our website. We have just signed our first license agreement with a US-based refiner, and the plant is supposed to go into commercial operation at the turn of this year. We're also raising money, so if you're interested in that, find me by the green pants. See you.
Good evening. My name's Louise Brown. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Hygiene Renewables, and we're based in Sydney, Australia. Today, fertiliser, fuels, industrial chemicals are produced in large-scale facilities. Centrally, those molecules are then transported long distances around the globe. At the same time, we produce millions of tonnes of biomass and organic waste that has little value. At Hygiene, we solve the problem of making low-cost chemicals, but we also solve the problem of where they're made. And we do that using a biocatalyst. You can see it in the middle. It looks a little bit like bubble tea. We use biology, and we've engineered an efficient catalyst that is non-living, and it can convert the sugars from biomass waste into hydrogen and biogenic CO2. We use that as the key building blocks to then make all the molecules we need in our everyday lives, like fertiliser, fuels, and chemicals. And we do that where it's required. On the right, you can see our cartridge units. They are packed with our biocatalyst. The breakthrough is we now can do this at scale. Our pilot has been running for over 20,000 hours. That is one batch of biologically grown catalyst over 2.5 years. And you can see the bubbles in the cartridge. We've worked with over 140 different feedstocks, from organic waste right through to human sewage. It all works. We have a commercial demo plant underway making fertiliser. We're excited by the adaptability and flexibility of our catalysts. This is one catalyst for many sectors, from ag to make nitrogen fertiliser, fuels and energy, making methanol and also sustainable aviation fuel, and we work with the wastewater sector. Our business model is simple. We make the biocatalyst and we enable our customers to make low-cost chemicals where they're needed. We're excited to work with the Go Make program with Shell and Technip. We really want to scale our technology globally at scale. Thank you.
All right, another round of applause for the startups. So I'm standing between you, food, and drink, so I'll make this quick. But just another massive thank you to our partners at Shell and Technip Energies, especially JF, Tim, Lorraine, and Ed. This program would not be possible without you, and it proves that the pairing of visionary startups and global experts truly can accelerate the energy transition. So another big shout out to you guys. And the message that I'll leave you with is to track down the founders who just pitched and ask how you can support their journey. So please make that the goal of the networking session. And last thing I'll say is if you've been involved in the program up to this point, please come to the front to take a photo. And with that, I'll leave you to it. Please enjoy the reception. Thanks, everyone.